January.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I had to scramble.
Yeah, I've got one that I may, there's a local store that has it as opposed to Amazon, so I may wind up doing that. It's always nice to buy local anyway. When
Absolutely.
You can support your local small stores.
Absolutely. Jeff has got enough money.
Yes.
I've seen that yacht of his.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, we're probably good to go.
Alrighty.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Christmas edition of Minerals Live.
Yep.
Happy to have you here with us today. We'll get this on here. I always liked this little title page.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you guess what that is?
I should. No.
It's the inside of a beryl crystal.
Okay.
It's a real serious close-up of an aquamarine crystal
Nice.
with some interesting crystallization going on inside.
Very unusual.
But it looks very Christmassy.
It really, really does.
So, anyway, little tidbit. Always
Nice.
enjoy that.
And we've got our red on because, it's
yeah.
the season for Rhodochrosite, right?
Maybe we need to start the show over.
Fine.
Anyway. Anywho, the year may be winding down, but we are gearing up for something coming up.
Very much so.
Besides Christmas. And that would be Tucson.
Yep. Where you take all of your Christmas money.
There you go. Anyway. As usual, we are mostly located at the Tucson Fine Mineral Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously have our wholesale room up at the Sun Gemstone, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, this year's show runs from the 31st of January to the 15th of February. And that's pretty much most of the venues except for the main show. Will run to Sunday the 16th, obviously, but most of the other mineral venues around town are just going to give it up on the Saturday the 15th. So this year will include Valentine's Day for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I know we've left usually like the day before or the day of sometimes, but
Right.
yeah.
Yep. So
The
go ahead.
speaker list you can see as well.
Oh,
You've got
my
your
gosh,
vendors
yes.
on the left side and the speaker list on the right side, and the speaker list is huge. There's going to be so many events
Right.
going on at the Fine Mineral Gallery.
So it's something every day almost they try to do.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. And the gallery, of course, as everybody remembers, is at the corner of Granada and St. Mary's. Know this place well. Beautiful facility. This has really become the hub of the Tucson Mineral Show, at least for major mineral collections.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Beautiful facility. Houses, as you can see, many, many dealers. I believe it is 16 now. Ian has moved into one more room there. You can see on the bottom right. It's gone from 2 rooms to 3 rooms. He's spreading out, and Brother John's will be out on the plaza again.
Oh, yes.
That excites Christopher.
Oh man, their food is so good, and it's not just the daily stuff for lunch. It's great, but they tend to use them for the special events as well, and they really kind of flex their menu there and have a lot of different things. So yeah, no, I'll eat with Brother John's anytime. It's so good.
I concur. The setting out on the patio area just couldn't be better, especially at that time of year. The weather is perfect. Occasionally it gets a little cold and windy, but for the most part it's just beautiful out there for dinner. This last November, right before Thanksgiving, they had a paella dinner during the fall open days, they called it. You can see Brian Swoboda bellying up to the giant dish.
That looks tasty.
It was very good. The shrimps were amazing. They were cooked perfectly, which is unusual.
It's hard to do that when the food's sitting out to be dished up to keep it right. They tend to get overcooked. So
Yep.
that's impressive.
Or under.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little mushy.
Although I have to say, the last time I had dinner with Brian Swoboda, that's what we had was undercooked shrimp.
Oh, wow.
Sushi Sasa, we actually had the
Oh.
sashimi shrimp, and it was absolutely outstanding. I'd never had sashimi shrimp before.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yep. Got to be careful with that, though.
Do.
Yeah.
I trust them.
Yep. Absolutely.
Would not do at home.
No. Anyway, the gallery, very inviting. The open atrium here, and that you first walk into, and then go to the dealers' rooms. Although there'll be a couple dealers out there as usual.
Yep.
So
Nice displays.
Yep, absolutely. And then we are the first room on the right, so come on in. Our cases look beautiful. So
We try to draw you in. If you glance in that room, you're going to be drawn like a moth to a flame. Although, come inside, we won't burn you.
absolutely. Cases will be filled with lots of good stuff this year. As just kind of a pre-teaser, can you maybe elaborate on what we're going to be having in our room?
Well, you saw in that last picture that nice big Biomac calcite right in the middle. We're going to have some new Biomac calcites. Also, in the theme of pink, we'll have some of the apatites from Bolivia, with those nice siderites and quartz. And then there'll be span minerals. We've got some new minerals from various collections. So some really, really fresh stuff.
Yep.
And then just, the last of the Rhodochrosite.
Yeah.
The last of the Sweet Home Rhodochrosite. So.
Yep. We're forbidden to use certain terminology here about the end of an era. But Brian thinks that's too depressing. But it certainly was a landmark event in mineral collecting, the legacy of the Sweet Home Mine.
For sure. And I am glad that we did end on somewhat of a high note, though, the Baker's Pocket being the last one. We will have some Baker's Pocket pieces there. Right. It was a nice pocket. And so I was glad I was here to at least see one good-sized pocket come in.
There you go. And actually featured on this show are going to be 4 specimens from the Irv Brown collection.
Nice.
Yes. And like Christopher said, we have consignments from other dealers, or not dealers, other collectors as well. And there's going to be a wide range of things that you just don't see on the market anymore. So a lot of historical type things, and you definitely want to get in there and shop early, shop often, as our man Graham would say.
Absolutely. That's the thing I always love about getting collection pieces. They're like pre-curated.
Right. Oh, exactly. Yep. Absolutely. So the gallery is fantastic. I got a couple more pictures here. I should give a shout out to our hosts, Ian and Diana. They run a good shop. The gallery is really, like I said earlier, become the hub. It's a beautiful, beautiful setting to come and spend a day looking at minerals, have lunch, and maybe even enjoy a beverage at the end of the day. The bar there in the Crystal Classics room is well stocked. But don't hesitate to stop in the Collector's Edge room if you're looking for a little nippy. I think our man to the left here mans the Bartesian at the end of the day, so maybe he can make you a little cocktail.
We usually have something good to drink back there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, oops, probably we'll stick here. And as Christopher alluded to earlier, the speakers are plentiful. Almost every day there's going to be a great presentation in the meeting room there. And one thing they are doing now that is highly recommended, they have a sign-up sheet on the Tucson 5 Mineral Gallery website to sign up for the talks, so that they don't have like 80 people standing around inside the room. They want to keep it seating room only, and so you have to sign up for the talks now. So if you look at the list of speakers on the website and see one that you like, definitely sign up and get yourself a spot.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And it's a fairly small venue. Whoever the speaker is usually going to hang around for a while to enjoy the gallery. So one of the nice things about that particular venue is if you've got a few questions after, you can usually catch them and have a little conversation as
absolutely.
well. Time willing.
Yep. And just thinking of, I was, like I mentioned earlier, I was just there. And as you can see in this diagram, everybody that's been there will know, in room, is it 2 there? Patrick Dreyer's room, they have modified that room significantly.
Really?
Put in a big picture window, a huge glass door. So it's much more open and inviting now. It's really beautiful.
Nice.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing that.
And Christopher can Vanderay, is that her name?
Vandera.
Vandera. Okay, double A at the end of her name. It maybe you can elaborate on what she does.
So just absolutely magnificent jeweler. One of my favorite pieces recently, she did this garnet necklace, and each one of the sections of the necklace was in the shape of a garnet, and they had a little magnetic cap that came off with the faceted stone inside, and on the back of it was engraved what the stone was.
Cool.
And so you just had like almost the entire variety of the garnet family done in that necklace. Absolute, just award-winning, magnificent piece.
Yeah.
You also get Nikolai, or
yep, he's going to be in the room.
He's in there, and then of course
Patrick.
Patrick is he always has his masterpiece of the year on display there, and I think I may have seen that one already, but it's always absolutely amazing.
Right. The chrysoprase frog on the gold leaf a few years ago was amazing.
That was absolutely killer.
Yep. But now it's just going to be like a picture window into all that grandeur.
Very, very nice.
Yep. So the gallery is really developing. Every year Ian finds a way to make it even better. So
he no moss grows under that man. He is always moving in there.
Absolutely. And I think I have got one more picture here at the gallery. Hey. Our friends Matt, and hopefully you can remember her name. Matt and his beautiful bride.
Yes.
From Rudolph Minerals. They're great friends of the company, and their room always looks amazing right down the hall. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. Matt's always great. He likes to wander the gallery and liven things up around. He's a great guy. So, and there was one more event this year that I'm going to mention during the show here. There was finally a decision by a major manufacturing company to put out a collector set.
Yay! I love these.
The Mineral Lego set will finally be coming out probably within the next 2 years, they say. They say 2024, but 2025. But there's people on the web saying maybe 2026. So you are definitely want to get ready to have this. It's a great selection, and of course, their bottom center is a great Rhodochrosite.
Absolutely, definitely going to get at least a couple of those. One to keep packaged and one to put out.
There you go. Yep. So keep an eye out for that. So, you have any other little tidbits that you'd like to add?
No. Let's look at rocks.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. I think we've covered it.
Folks, this is a rare day.
Well.
Christopher usually has like 800, like my son has like 800 things to tell you. And not so much today. He's a little quiet.
Well, looking forward to the Tucson show. And again, like you said, there's a lot to do.
Yep. Well, we're going to be keeping busy. All you folks out there probably think we sit around and do nothing at this time of year. Not so. It's a lot to do to prepare for shows, especially Tucson.
It's like a duck on water, nice and calm and serene on the top and just feet just going on the bottom.
There you go. Yep. So I guess we will just, how long we've been in? I don't know, 10, 15 minutes? We're doing okay? What's the time? I can't see. My eyesight's gone.
11:04.
11:04 we've been in. So no, not the time. Oh. how long the show's gone? It just seems like it's pretty quick intro talking. And you sure there's nothing else you want to chat about?
Well, let's see. The show should be good this year. You're looking at the Westward Look show is going to go on again.
Right.
The theme, I believe, if I remember correctly, the theme is green.
At the main show?
Yeah, at the main show. The theme is green, so it'll be interesting to see there. I wish I had the time to do a case at the show. The show is going to be very interesting visually because the human eye actually perceives more colors of green than any other hue. We see more different greens than
Shades.
We see variations of the hue, yellow greens to blue greens to all that. There are more greens than any other color. And so look for that when you're at the show. You're going to. If I was doing a case, I would love to have about 40 specimens in one case with no two of them the exact same color of green.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more variation than you would expect from just a monochromatic theme.
Gotcha.
It'll be pretty exciting. And of course, all the associations, the azurite with malachite, rarely rhodochrosite. Let's see if anybody has a rhodo with malachite pop up in there. You see those very, very rarely.
Pocket. Yeah, that was very few things came out of
but,
that pocket.
Maybe some phosphophyllites will pop out. See some really good rarities hopefully come to light. I'm sure everybody who's got an alien eye will probably be showing it in the cases of those things. So good chance to probably get eyeballs on a lot of the alien eye fluorites that are out there. And, the club show is just always amazing. Of course, all the side venues will be going on, and make sure to go by the Alfie Norville Museum. The show is, of course, the big focus while we're there. But there are so many different things to do in Tucson. Great restaurants, great little side vacations to take while you're in town. So, a lot of fun things to do.
Hikes, golfing, all kinds of stuff. You go to the show for a couple of days, you need a break from the mineral overload. Go play around a golf, take a hike, whatever. Come on back and get some more.
And going far afield sometime, not too far afield, but like on the outskirts, one of my favorite, the Miners Co-op. I don't know if you've ever made it out there.
Never have.
Everybody out there is either a digger or a doer, so you find some really cool things. That's one of the places I usually go to shop is the Miners Co-op if I can get out there. But it's an event as always.
Absolutely. Another weird diversion is the Pima Air Museum way up north.
Ooh, I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, so all kinds of aircraft up there for those aircraft enthusiasts. I know Steve used to love that.
Oh, nice.
Bailing, that is.
Yeah.
Anyway, you mentioned something just a moment ago, phosphophyllite.
Yes.
We're going to have a little quiz when we post this in YouTube. It's a tomato thing. Is it? Because we actually have one on the show today, folks. Do you do phosphophyllite, phosphophyllite?
So I always say that tomato has nothing on the mineral world. There are so many, like goethite. I say goethite. Some people say goethite, goethite. Like I've heard like half a dozen pronunciations for that one alone. Right. So yeah, no, I'd be interested to hear what people. You can type it out on the YouTube comments with your, kind of phonetic spelling.
There you go. There you go.
Put the emphasis on the right syllable.
Yep. Anyway, without further ado, I guess we will go into specimen number 1, which is I pronounce it phosphophyllite. It's a great specimen. You got your sheets right down there to your left, by the way.
Thank you.
Sure. If you could give people the rundown on this.
Yeah. Coro de Potosi, Bolivia, 7.5 by 5 by 4.5 centimeters, with the crystals to 1.4 centimeters.
A beautiful piece.
Absolutely.
We'll give
some quartzes on there.
Profile. Yep. Some sphalerite. All kinds of associations on this.
So much mineralization in Bolivia.
Yep. This is really a super piece. You just don't see these very often. We just got this from Irv. Boy, I just love this piece. I'm sure it's going to go really quick.
Oh, I was kind of giddy to see one. I've been here for going on 4 years now, and this is the first one I've seen come in the door.
Right.
These are rare.
Yep.
Is that little siderites with it, or what is the orange?
The little orange crystals. I want to say those are sphalerite too, but they could be calcites or siderites, like you say.
And on the subject of phosphophyllite,
right?
Did go up to see the Yale Peabody, the mineral galleries redone up there at the Yale Peabody when they had their kind of debut, and the Barry Amples phosphophyllite up there is just absolutely it's worth it. Just to see that one specimen is worth the trip.
Right,
it's just the best one in the world.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
The number 2 is nowhere in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, no, it's
just
like
crazy.
A quantum leap from number 2 to number 1.
It really is.
Yep. And then that one went through Cosner and several other dealers, came through the Collector's Edge, and like you say, now it resides in the museum.
Yep.
So
absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
And did we give the price on that?
We are working up to
okay.
I'm trying to build anticipation. Or we'll just get to it.
There you go.
It's $43.75, which I think is a bargain for something like this. You just don't see them. with this beautiful sky blue color. There was a more recent find, I want to say 5-8 years ago, something like that, with a murkier, darker color. But these just like sky blue, beautiful crystals. These came out long ago, and you just don't see them around.
So gemmy, and just a real great rarity for any of you who are gemstone variety collectors, because as a gemstone variety, and shout out, by the way, to all my gem geeks up in New York, hi Barb, and up in Michigan and Philadelphia and Florida. We've got a group of us who actually get together to still talk about gemstones, but we also love gem variety minerals as well.
Oh, okay.
Finding a rarity like that, you just don't see those very often, and a matrix, because
Right.
most of the ones that I've seen that have been decent crystals have just been the loose crystals,
Right.
not matrix pieces.
Absolutely. Yep. So I guess that takes us to specimen number dos.
Specimen number 2.
Yeah.
So this is a rhodonite from Minas Gerais, Brazil, 3.7 by 4.5 by 2.4 centimeters. And the rhodonite crystal to 3.5 centimeters. Nice and festive red.
Yes.
Kind of looks like it's even got its little kind of white bobble there on the side.
There you go.
Little Christmas hat.
There you go. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't get red and green together, but there is a green mineral coming up in a couple more slots. So, but this is really, you don't get gemmy rhodonites like this on matrix. This is a nice cluster, kind of on matrix, and it's a really nice piece. Good crystal perched up there. It does have a minor contact on the very top of that one crystal there, but it's for something like this, you can get past that.
Yeah, and the color is just a really, really pure red for a lot of these. A lot of the specimens that I see have that more. There's almost like a ghost or a little bit of brown, like they're just a deep red, and sometimes just not as bright as this. Not just as pure red as this one is.
Right. Give you some more still shots of it, but it's just super condition. Beautiful Brazilian rhodonite. Most of the gemmy ones you see on the market are more from Australia, but this Brazilian one would be a great add to your collection, I think.
And if you're a rough and cut collector, you can actually get some decent sized cabochon or faceted material
Right.
from Brazil as well.
Gotcha. Swing that around. I'm playing with the turntable, folks. Give you one more roll around on the turntable before we flash the price.
Very, very nice red.
Yep. But like I said, this one is also from Irv's collection, so great piece. Let's go ahead and get that there, and then flip that up. So at $29.75 shipped to your door.
Indeed.
This would be a great ad. Moving right along.
Next, we have a Fluorapatite from Auburn, Maine.
Yep.
Wow.
This is another one that you just don't see,
No.
folks. You are going to want to jump, just like the Phosphophyllite, you're going to want to jump on this fast.
So 5.2 by 9.5 by 7.8 centimeters, with the apatite crystal being 2.2 centimeters. And I will tell you this, I went up to the Springfield show a couple of years ago, and a lot of what I was hoping to see there was Maine tourmaline and just Maine and Connecticut, northeastern minerals. They were there. I wasn't finding them.
Right.
Which really, speaks to the rarity. It's like, of all the shows in the country, that's really where they should be found.
Right. Well, you can find them in a lot of museums up in that part of the country.
Yes, indeed.
But a large, a full cabinet-sized specimen like this, Maine apatite on matrix, oh God, you just don't see them. And this is really a great piece. Nice crystal there, bottom right. And then on the back, there's some nicely crystallized. And that area in the center is recrystallized. So it may appear a little off, but it is recrystallized. So it's a phenomenal piece.
And that's two crystals kind of intergrown side to side in the middle, or one crystal, the nice big purple?
I think it's a chain.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right. So
Very
you
nice.
can see the backside. Some other nice mica and Clevelandite, and maybe lepidolite as well, the darker mica looking material. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on Maine minerals, but this I'm even tempted on this one.
No,
But,
that's
it's got to go to a Minerals Live viewer first if there is a buyer.
I think this is turning into the all gem variety show.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I like it.
Yep. Yeah, this is just a super piece, some nice still shots of it.
Very good. You got the color really well on those.
Yeah. The color is more like what you see in the still pictures than on the turntable. It's a little lighter than that. I try to get the saturation right, but sometimes it gets a little funky. But there you see it. I mean, if you really want to butcher it, you could make a perfect miniature and a nice thumbnail out of it. But I would highly recommend leaving it as it is. Just a super nice piece.
Very, very nice.
Yep. And today, just like the Phosphophyllite, it is $43.75 shipped to your door with the Sunnywood base.
Absolutely great added value there.
Yep. So, a super piece that for something you just don't see.
And hearkening back to the Tucson conversation earlier, that is another great feature of Tucson. Sunnywood Collection will actually be there.
Right.
So if you are driving, which it's always great to drive if you can, because more purchases you can take back and not have to try to
TSA.
get things on a
right.
plane.
Yeah.
It's always show and tell when I would
Right.
fly back from Tucson. But Sunnywood Collection will be there in Tucson for the duration. So it's a little bit to get them to have to do it during the show, but it's a great place to actually drop something off with them if you want to drop it off and then circle around and pick it up next year. Or if you're going to come up and see us up at Colorado or at the Denver show, drop off at Tucson, pick up at Denver. You cover both of the best shows and you get your great pieces mounted. Always stop by and see Sunnywood.
Absolutely, and that is a great segue after Specimen 3. Take a little break from minerals and talk about the Wholesale show and the area up at Mineral City. So this is kind of a schematic map of Mineral City. Graham has got a great interactive website at Mineral City or Min City, mineral-city.com, I believe it's the URL. But anyway, we are there up in the Sun Gemstone building, kind of middle right where the red dot is, right there at Oracle and Leicester. But as you can see, the complex is huge, and it has definitely grown over the years.
Well, those poor guys got hammered last year. They were just busy nonstop.
Oh, yeah. But that's good. Makes time go. Because our wholesale guys are up down there for a month. We only have to go for 3 weeks.
Yes.
That extra week is just grueling.
Indeed.
Christopher found this picture of kind of an overhead view of how it all lays out. This is kind of taken before Building D was expanded and another parking lot was put in and Building E was completed. But the letters are all there. Like E is over the old houses that used to be there, but that's all been demolished and a building built. But it gives a good sky view of at least the Mineral City part of it.
Drone's eye view.
The drone's there you go. Drone's eye view. And there weren't any complaints about these drones.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a more southerly, southwestern state to get shot out of the air.
Right.
This is Tucson. I have friends who are bird hunters down there. Yeah, that wouldn't last long at all.
But there you can see top right, SG, Sun Gemstone. We're in the back of that building, like I mentioned. And here where the red dot is, Craig, Zach, Stephanie, and actually Robert will be there for a little while as well, our lab manager. So if you have questions about if your mineral can be improved early on in the show, you might want to stop by our room and ask Robert. It'll be a good session. Ask Robert about your mineral.
Yep. And up there on the top where you see Plata Street, I know G is really way off by itself over there, but definitely worth going to. I have found some real treasures over in Building G. And additionally, if I remember correctly, shout out to Graham, I think that's where he sets up with a lot of the Denver Rock Box stuff, is that little building right on top of G. So if you need flats and you need boxes, that's just one of the fastest places for you to go. Alan and the crew will get you taken care of super fast over there.
There you go. So they are open from the 31st to the 15th as well. Everybody in here, I believe, has pretty similar days. Sometimes if you're more assertive of a collector, you might show up a little early. Not saying anything, but a lot of the dealers tend to swing the doors open a little early, like days early up in this part of the show.
Yes.
So it's not as regimented as like the main show or the gallery. So if you show up a few days early up here, it's likely you'll be able to get in and look at some rocks. So
Indeed.
just saying. So back to the rocks. This is our green rock for the show.
Ooh, I like this. So this was actually a very early on when I first started collecting. Not long after I started collecting, I believe was when this was found, and I believe that. So this is Fluorite, and this is, I believe, Queen of Green Pocket.
That is correct.
Diana Maria mine, and England. This is 9 by 11.5 by 4 centimeters with the crystals to 1.5 centimeters. This particular pocket was one that I saw early on in my collecting and was just very enchanted with it. Just the contrast with the green and the white is just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Some really, really great pieces came out of this pocket.
Yep. Beautiful stuff.
And it's kind of hard to get those sometimes, because one of my very first Denver shows, I walked into their room and there was a whole pocket. I can't remember if it was the autumn pocket or the lead pocket. It was one of the significant pockets, and this was in the general time period when Queen of Green was there too. And I was like, oh, these are nice. It's like, well, the whole pocket's sold. Mm-hmm. And so folks will buy entire pockets. So sometimes they just go poof really quick. So
right.
it's nice to see one out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, this one came from Irv, and he's got the resources to find a beautiful little specimen like this, get first choice. So, as Christopher said earlier, you're really getting a well-curated mineral here. It was nice, picked by a very sophisticated collector / dealer, and is a pristine collection. All of these crystals are super gemmy, and you certainly couldn't find a better one for not a huge amount of money.
No, not at all.
So... you gave all the dimensions and everything, so
yep.
We'll just go right into the price. Just $2,275 gets this to your door.
Absolutely, this one's so tempting to me. Yeah. I love these. I've got a few Roger Lee and Diana Marie pieces, but nothing that's just this gemmy. And again, that contrast, and of course, one of the best things about having a really nice Roger Lee or Diana Maria piece in your collection, if you have folks who come over to see your collection who, aren't mineral people, there's the great party trick. You take these out in the sunlight and all those crystals are just going to go blue. Right. Or you could be like 15 feet away and hit it with one of those strong UV lights and it's just going to explode with blue color. Just the fluorescence is so strong with these. Well, it's not strong enough to see it off screen. Close.
Well,
yeah.
That's
and
freaky.
you will get quite a bit of blue from the ultraviolet component of just sunlight. It's absolutely amazing.
Wait for this to swing around again, and I'll zap it again. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, it pops back into focus. This is doing a little better than the last show.
The camera's going, my eyes.
Yeah, but, I mean, then this isn't a very strong light, and it just look what happens to these things.
Yeah, if you're a fluorescent collector, you've got to have one of these, and a lot of them are like all fluorite. Mm-hmm. So having the isolated crystals like that really makes this piece pop in regular light and for a fluorescent collection as well.
And I believe that's an aragonite coating over it. So. It's a super aesthetic piece. Again, if I didn't already have a nice Roger Lee piece, this would be something I'd be interested in as well.
It's a beauty.
This is super. I mean, this. So I know I picked things that are a little more expensive for this show than I generally do, but it's Christmas time, and B, I thought these things were really super special and would really showcase what we're getting on consignment from a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of special things like this available in our room in Tucson.
A lot of great treasures.
Yep. So if Yeah. Haven't heard me already. Shop early, shop often.
And a lot of the collections that we're getting recently, like, you have a lot of collections out there that are great, but of more narrow focus. They're all quartz, they're all locality, this, that, and the other. A lot of collections we've been getting lately are generally worldwide aesthetics.
Yeah.
So you're getting, the selection is outstanding.
Absolutely. So, didn't mean to do that on the camera, but moving on to specimen number 5. It's a little bit of a smaller piece, but boy, this is a special little thing.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And yet another gem variety.
Yep.
Benitoite from the Benitoite Gem Mine, San Benito County, California State Gem. 4.2 by 4.3 by 1.5 centimeters, and the benitoite crystals are 1.7 centimeters across, and
the biggest one, yep.
the biggest one,
yeah,
and just really great blue, great form,
yep,
and transparency.
There is some translucency to these, yep,
yeah.
You don't see this color and luster and translucency very often. It's a little on the small side, but if you're looking for a benitoite for your collection, this thing is super. Really good piece. We'll give it one more roll around. I think that came into focus pretty good there.
Let's see.
This autofocus thing on here it's marginal, but
it keeps wanting to.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to still pictures.
Stills.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Man, it's
very nice.
Yep.
Takes a nice picture.
It does. It does. And I tamed back the saturation. The camera really wanted to just make these things explode purple. But this is pretty close to real color. I mean, these are really deep blue. If you wanted to go crazy and cut some gems out of this, you could probably get some nice smaller stones out of this.
Boy, and I tell you, benitoite gemstone prices on anything approaching a carat on benitoite are just through the roof.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
This would be a very, very significant gem variety if it were more plentiful. But so far, one locality stone.
Yep. So, I guess without further ado, we'll say the price.
Yes.
Just $14.70 gets this to your door. And remember, everybody, that's like I said, this is free shipping on everything from Minerals Live. So just $1,470 gets this delivered to your door.
Yep. And if you are a locality collector, if you're a gem variety collector, if you're a specimens or minerals that tend to only come from one locality collector, this one's not the easiest box to check off.
No.
In a good, attractive piece.
Right. Absolutely. And going crazy.
Hey, what's that?
Going into specimen number 6. Let me tame this down a little bit. Speaking of Baker's Pocket.
Yep. Rhodochrosite from the Baker's Pocket, Detroit City Portal, Sweet Home Mine, Alma, Colorado. 4.5 by 5.7 by 4.5 centimeters. Has one restoration on it, and the rhodochrosite crystals are up to 1.4 centimeters on edge.
There you go. And actually, the reason I had the UV light was so I could do this, so people could see where the restoration was. You can see it highlighting
right there on the center.
Right there in the center.
Right on
There's
the edge.
Just a little bit of an edge that needed to be tuned up a little bit, let it come around. And the reason we do these anymore is whenever there's a little Wilbur on his piece anymore, everybody says, why don't you fix that? So we're being more proactive about doing restorations and everything even before we sell it.
Yeah, we just, always want to make sure you know.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's like that. And it's especially more important now that the mine is closed, like, great tourmalines. How few great tourmaline specimens would there be with no repairs, no restorations?
Oh, gosh.
Very few and far between. Some of the localities where these grow, the tectonics, the geology, so many things about the age in some of the pockets where the crystals just, been there for over half a billion years.
Right.
And they just kind of weather out or fall. Action has happened naturally in the pocket that there's going to be some dings and wilburs and stuff like that. Right. So restoring it without restoration, you're just not going to have many good, clean pieces.
The pristine piece that you want to have in your display case.
See, yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. And this piece today is $2,500 and $25. 25. So
it'd be a great 25 to have on your December 25.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you are quick with a whip, man. Didn't even think about it. So yeah, that's great.
And if you need it for Christmas, we will get it shipped to you by Christmas, post office or FedEx willing.
yeah, as long as you let us know,
We'll do our part.
We'll do our part. I'll get this on YouTube later today. This is Wednesday morning here in Denver. I usually get these posted to YouTube by Wednesday afternoon and then send out the email by Thursday. So if you let us know by Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, I will do everything I can as a little Christmas present to you.
Do what we can.
If it takes second day, I'll do it. And if you're willing to maybe pay a hair more, we'll do overnight.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's our little Christmas present to you. Anyway, we really appreciate everybody. I mean,
Indeed.
We don't do many Minerals Lives anymore, but all of our customers at the Collector's Edge, we obviously we wouldn't survive without you, and we really appreciate it. Christopher and I really enjoy visiting with everybody on our road trips.
We do.
Go ahead if you want to elaborate on that a little bit, Christopher.
Well, our road trips, yeah, that's one of the things that it is a little bit more relaxing at the winter time. We wait until the snows have thawed before we kind of poke our head out and start our travels again. But yeah, spring, summer, and fall we'll be going around the country again this next year with all new things.
Yep.
We'll especially come and see everybody who couldn't make it to the Tucson show. We'll try to get out there to see you and give us a call. Minerals at collectorsedge.com. That is correct, right? Minerals at collectorsedge.com. It's been a while since I've get in touch with us. Let us know what you like to collect, what you'd like to see on future lives, things like that. And if you'd like a visit, we'd love to come and see you. Right. It's one of the things we do. We talk about, or I mentioned earlier about, the nice thing about getting collection pieces is the curation. But that's actually a lot of what Richard and I do. As these things come in, it's very important for us to be able to experience the collector's collection and, talk about what your collecting journey has been and what you enjoy, so that when that rare piece does come in, it's like somebody told me that they were looking for just this piece, and we can get it right to you and be your curators for your collection.
Exactly.
So get in touch with us anytime.
Yep.
We always love to hear from you.
Absolutely, yep. I couldn't have said it better myself. So, anyway, we thank everybody that watches the show and comes to visit us and hosts us on the road trips, and we're just very thankful to have you as part of our family. So, anywho.
Well, everybody have a great holiday season, and eat well. That's one of my favorite parts.
Eat well and don't drink too much on New Year's Eve.
Oh, yes, exactly. And we'll see you hopefully at Tucson, and probably Minerals Live wise, we'll
have one more early.
We'll do one more,
before Tucson for sure.
Yeah,
we'll try to do one like a week before we leave, or maybe 2 weeks before we leave, to really give you an idea of exactly what we're going to have at each venue. So,
and again, happy and safe holidays. If you want to get notified if you saw something on here that you really had to have, and you're getting to it a little bit late, because sometimes these do get pounced on, subscribe, ring the little bell, and you'll get notified as soon as we post it there, and you can get that. You can be first in line for the pieces.
Absolutely.
Or if you see something that you liked and it wasn't quite that, like with the rhodochrosites or things like that, let us know. We can always send you pictures or videos of more
other things, right? That one,
get your own private show.
There you go. Okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. And like I said, happy holidays, happy New Year, whatever you happen to celebrate. And we really look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. Unbelievable. It is a few weeks in Tucson.
Yep.
So,
see you then.
Take care, everyone.